Hi, Boo.
Hi, Boo.
All right, we're back for episode 2 of Books with Boo podcast. I'm Boo number 2.
Oh, I'm number 1?
Yeah, of course, Boo. Of course you're number 1.
It's like magic.
Why is it magic?
Because you're so much more outgoing than I am.
Well, it doesn't mean I'm number 1. But everybody, welcome back.
Welcome.
All 25 of you so far.
Hey,
Episode
thanks.
1's crushing. We love it. I'm going to jump into the beer real quick.
Yes.
And then you can start talking about the book if that's cool.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So this week's beer is a beer from Local Ties Brewing.
They're the best.
They are in Carrollton, Georgia. Emma went to school there for a bit.
Yep.
West Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Wolves.
Wolves.
But yeah, the Local Ties guys are really cool. This is the Loco Hot Cocoa.
Mm. Mm.
Is that how you would say that? Hot cocoa?
Yeah.
Okay. Cocoa. Okay, we'll cut that out. It's a Mexican hot chocolate. We'll give it 3 secs. Hold on. It's a Mexican hot chocolate imperial stout aged in ASW Fiddler barrels. So I'm gonna cut this open.
Yep.
Because it has a wax top, and then you can start talking about which book we did.
Well, first, I just want to say Local Ties. They're a small town brewery, but they are run by the best people, like the most amazing people. And they're so supportive of other breweries, and they're just the kindest. And they make amazing beer. So, on to the book. We are reading the Scorch Trials. We read the Scorch Trials by James Dashner. It is the second book of a trilogy. The first book was The Maze Runner. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, cool. Well, where do you want to start with our conversation? Did you keep chapter notes this time?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool. Because I did too.
I literally, like, if you look at my notes, hopefully I can read them, but my handwriting is so small. And then I have talking points that goes on to the next page.
All right. Well, then just jump into it, and then
Okay.
I'll chime in wherever I feel like it's fit.
So, the first one, it's not that big of a talking point, but spoilers, by the way, if you haven't read it, do not listen to this. But it's not a big point, but I was intrigued as to why Thomas was so against Wicket when Teresa seemed not to be. But then the more you read, the more it's like his memories are slowly coming back. Like him not knowing his last name when he saw Teresa's on the door plaque. Like that was the beginning of it, you know? And then just throughout the book, he was like filled with this rage at the injustice of how the kids were dying, how what they were going through was so kind of dehumanizing, you know? Meanwhile, Teresa, she doesn't have her memories back, but she sees where Wicket's coming from. What do you think about that? That given pool of, I thought I was right when he had before he lost his memories. And then he was like, I was wrong. I do not like this. This is not okay. Did you forget what I said?
No, I didn't. I was just listening to the cat too. Sorry.
Yeah.
Our
kittens outside.
I was telling you earlier when you asked about it, I was like, there's a lot of like back and forth. So I wasn't really sure, just like the last book, I wasn't really sure like what to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because like he at the very spoiler, I mean this is all spoilers. At the very end of the book, like the last thing is Wicked is good. Right?
From Teresa. Yes.
But like throughout the whole book, it goes back and forth. She's like, "Oh, something bad's gonna happen. Hey, you got to listen to me. You got to do this." So I don't know.
I have more on that, but first, I think we should try this beer.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, cheers.
Cheers. Wow.
So we first got this beer when we went to Local Ties. We went to, I think it was this time, we went to all 3 breweries in Carrollton
Yes.
and hit Local Ties last and then got some Tecosies. And this was one of the bottles. And then those guys stopped by our spot and Drowned Valley and dropped off 2 more bottles of it. So I was really happy about that because I bought 2 bottles. But I bought one for us and then one for Dean. That's
his business partner.
Yeah. And then, but yeah, so it was really cool they brought it. So I gave him those 2 bottles and we just kept ours. But okay.
That's really good. You can definitely taste the barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a very clean beer.
It's very clean.
It'll be very nice to sip while we discuss a book.
Yes.
In my comfy.
Yep. In your comfy. So basically, you said you didn't know what to think of that. So that brings me to, let's see if I can find it in my notes. I feel like Teresa paralleled Wicket in Thomas's mind. So let me get more into that.
Okay.
When Thomas was being dragged by Group B, they were made to do this by Wicket. Thomas says that that's when he started to hate Group B, even Teresa. It mimics his thoughts on Wicket, which we started seeing in book 1, all throughout book 2. It makes you think that there's some foreshadowing happening toward the beginning of this book, but then he said that he was starting to hate her on page 270, chapter 46. And then again on chapter 46, page 270, he was, oh my gosh, was reminded that she was called the betrayer by Wicket on her door frame.
On the door frame, yeah.
Yes. But if you go to chapter 48, page 281, Teresa was gung-ho on the plan to kill Thomas. She was faking being on his side because why is she so upset that Group B found a solution not to kill him? You know?
Yeah.
But then you go on. Hold on.
Can I cut you off real quick?
Yeah.
Put your finger where you're at.
I am on it.
Okay. So my notes for that chapter. Can I read you my notes?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm excited to hear your notes.
Okay. These are the differences in our notes. Okay. So the girls tell Tommy about Teresa trying to kill him. T-Money splits off from everyone when she doesn't get her way and then finds them again and tells Tom they need to talk because that's the common theme this whole time is we need to talk.
Yep.
Everything's wrong. Everything's bad. We need to talk. Like, okay. So
I like how you called her T-Money.
T-Money. That's literally in my notes. That's what I called her in my notes. Okay.
But continuing, she almost became obsessed with Ratman's instructions to kill Thomas. Then again on chapter 49 to page 283, Teresa was forced, in quotations, to kiss Thomas. That's what she told Harriet and Sonia and all the girls in Group B. Mm-hmm. But later we learned that wasn't true. Then on 287, same chapter, Thomas's gut is saying not to follow Teresa. And again, it's that gut feeling something's wrong. Then on chapter 50, page 289, Thomas feels rage at Teresa and Eris. That's when Eris showed up in the cave with Teresa.
Sneaks up behind him.
Yep. Then he kissed Teresa on
T
page
the snake
290.
kiss Eris. Yeah.
Yep.
I put T the snake that time.
Not T-Money.
Not T-Money anymore, girl.
And he described that as burning oil in his stomach. Then on page 291, he cracked after Teresa said, Eris is my best friend. So you see these stages of him just getting more and more upset and more having that feeling of betrayal as this is going on.
Yeah.
But then, I can't read my handwriting. She gives him a concussion in chapter 51, locks him in the cave room. Then in chapter 54, pages 302 to 305, Teresa she reveals she did everything to save Thomas, and it was against her will. Though she did it to save him, she had these realistic actions, or her acting, it ruined Thomas and his trust in her. So, much like Thomas and his relationship to Wicket, you see it cracking, because in his memories, you see Thomas with Teresa, you see Thomas working for Wicket. All that trust is there. They're all working together. Then slowly, as he's going through these obstacles, going through these things, he is losing faith in Wicket. He's like, Wicket isn't good. He doesn't really say it, but Wicket isn't good to him. Teresa, even though it was an act to kill him just to save him from Wicket, that broke him, much like Wicket has with their tests with all these kids. So that was my whole point with all those examples, is that Teresa paralleled what Wicket did to him, even though that was her role to play to save his life.
So when you say paralleled, though, what do you mean by that?
So how I see it, and anyone can have different interpretations,
Obviously.
but how I see it is that, again, Thomas was working for Wicket.
Mm-hmm.
You see it in his memories that are coming through his dreams. He was working with Teresa. He started out with all this trust in Wicket, started out with all this like gut feeling he could trust Teresa. And they worked so well together, him and Teresa in the maze. And him before the maze, he worked so well with Wicket. Then he goes through the maze and he lives through those horrors with no memory of Wicket, no memory of Teresa, other than what he's living in that time. So over the storylines are kind of staggered. He first starts losing trust in Wicket, even though Teresa said Wicket is good. Then with the Scorch Trials, he starts losing that trust in Teresa because of her actions, even though her actions were to save him.
So does he start thinking that Wicket is, or do you think he starts thinking Wicket is good, or no, even though she's still saying it?
Oh, no.
So can I break it? Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Break it down. Okay. So like pretty much he came up not knowing anything.
Yep.
And then started kind of remembering things. And then the more he remembers, the less he likes, I guess, about her and then about everything. Because even though his memories, even in some of the last chapters, when he's remembering them, like before he goes up, when she says everything will be okay or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
like he's still remembering back to those times, or he is remembering back to those times. But like now him thinking back to those things, and now his real life memories of what has happened are kind of like shaping what his old feelings are. I don't know. Like, is that, you're shaking your head no. So like what?
Well, you said something and I just lost it.
Okay.
Oh gosh, what did you say? I feel like he trusted Teresa.
Yeah.
Obviously, he had no memory of Wicket
In the very beginning.
Yeah.
So let's just break this down. So he pops up, then she pops up.
Yep.
And then he likes her. They could do the brain thing. Telepathy.
Thank you.
They can speak telepathically.
Yes, that's what I was going for.
He also mentions multiple times in the Scorch Trials that he used to think that she was his best friend.
Yes.
So we could take that as the base and say, in the beginning, he came out with no memory memory of what happened before he came there, before she got sent. And the more that he figured out, because like at first
after
they clicked.
He got stung.
Yep. And then after that then he started having like memories and everything. And that's when he started not liking her.
No. I think it was her actions. Like she was so convincing in her actions that it messed with Thomas's sense of trust. Like what he was seeing didn't match what he knew of her from the Maze Runner, from the Glade. And that's all his memory that he has, right? Other than the memories that keep popping up. So I don't think that he just didn't trust her. I think she broke his trust, and Wicket made that happen.
Yeah.
But she was so convincing in her acting.
Yeah. But do we know yet? Does she work for Wicked? I mean, obviously she does, because he even has said it throughout the book that he worked, or he has started it or did whatever with him, and then also Avi, or what's the new guy's name? Eris. So yeah, I mean, like,
well, technically all the kids work for Wicket, even though most of them
they're the trial people.
Yeah, even though most of them didn't have a choice in it. I mean, you even saw in one of Thomas's early memories that came back to him in a dream.
Yeah.
His mom was crying and said, "I don't want you to go." But he knew he had to go. Yeah. So it wasn't even his family's choice. So in a way they work for them, but they don't.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just thought that it was just kind of what you were trying to say, or like what I was putting together with what you were saying, is that like the further it goes, the less it's like there's a graph.
Yeah.
And like the more Teresa and then not Teresa, and it's just like,
so the longer these trials go on, Teresa has more and more faith in Wicket. Meanwhile, Thomas, the more the trials go on, the less faith he has in Teresa and Wicket, and it's going down. So it's kind of interesting because they both started this, and you could see it in his memories that they were both so gung-ho about what Wicket was doing. Heck, they even trained the replacements for the creators of the trials because they all died of the flare. And that's not really believable because they were 15 at the time. But like that says something.
Yeah.
Okay, any more thoughts on that? I got a whole list.
Well, no, babe, I don't have anything else on the Teresa thing.
Okay. So we met a few new characters.
Eris
was one of them.
Okay.
Then there was Harriet, Sonia. Bless you. Harriet, Sonia, Eris, Jorge.
Deborah? Wait.
Brenda.
Oops.
She's one of the more important characters.
I know. She's great. I like her. She's cool.
She's a wild one. So
my boy Tommy likes her too.
Yeah, he has conflicting feelings about her because of Teresa. He definitely has an attraction to Brenda, but he doesn't want to act on it. But also there was the Rat Man. Yeah,
Rat Man. And then do you think it was the same Rat Man that showed up in the end that spoke to their group A? So same Rat Man that spoke to group B?
Yes.
Okay. Because they ask about that. He says, hey, like, is it a guy that looked kind of like he could be a rat?
And based off, I think it was Harriet. I think it was her. But based off her reaction, yes, I think it was the same man.
I wasn't sure if it could be that or if it was just like a race of a different type of people or something.
No, no. It's just that's how he resembled an animal. Yeah. It's like, you know how people say like you resemble your dog, your animals at home?
Yeah.
It's like he resembled a rat. He probably had like a mousy eyes and stuff like that. I'd have to go back to his description, but that's how they described him. But also, if you think about it, I think it's always going to be the same people who interact with the Gladers in Group B to make these trials as seamless as possible.
Yeah.
Other than when Thomas got shot. But we'll get into that later. So, because we have all these new characters, there is something funny about Jorge and Brenda. Did you catch it?
No.
Okay. So, starting on chapter 26, page 147, Jorge gives a description of the city, the levels of the cranks, like the different levels before you're too far gone. Then he gives a description of the flare and how he was talking. I just wrote this down. I don't remember what made me think of it, but it made me think he knows who the group of gladers are, right? Then,
Well, while you sneeze, or not, did I jinx you? I'm sorry.
yeah, it is the worst feeling.
I'm so sorry. While you don't sneeze, can I
Oh
ask
my
you a
gosh.
question while you?
Yeah. I got to blow my nose.
Pull the mic away from your face.
You got to edit out me blowing my nose, okay?
I'll put a blur box over it.
I'm back.
You said chapter 26.
Yep, page 147.
Okay, cool.
If you want to take the book and look, you can.
I like how I asked for chapters and you definitely brought them this time.
Plus page numbers.
I like that. I didn't put page numbers. I just
You got to
listened.
step up your game.
I don't have pages, babe. I listen.
True. That's
Boo.
true. I didn't think of that.
Give me hard challenges. My chapter 26 says they found out there's more of the cranks than they thought. Thomas asked for 10 minutes alone with Jorge.
Yes.
So, but you said chapter 26, all that other stuff where he explores the city or just.
No, chapter 26. So after they have that conversation and Jorge's like, okay.
In chapter 26.
Yeah.
Okay.
After he has that conversation with Thomas, he decides, oh, I can work with you guys to get out of the city and get the cure. That's when this happens. He describes the city, the levels of the cranks, and the flare. Because remember, he made Thomas talk first.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to say anything else?
No. I
Okay.
just want to make sure because like that was my chapter 26. So, and then chapter 27, Jorge and Tom come up with a deal, but Jorge wants me and him dead.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
But also in chapter 27, page 155.
My boo is crazy.
I got you. I told you I'd do better this time. Jorge asked Thomas's name and seemed to know or had heard his name before. And then in chapter 30, page 176 through 177, Brenda said gladers in her sentence to Thomas. She used the term gladers, and Thomas didn't know how she knew that word unless someone had mentioned it around her.
Yeah, he did say that. Or
But,
thought that.
yep. But then on page 207, chapter 35, Brenda leads Thomas to an alleyway to sleep. There's a sign there saying Thomas is the real leader.
So this probably takes us back to what you just said about if they know who the gladers are.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they know who the gladers are, or do you think it's that they thought that maybe it was the group that had the real leader, Thomas?
I have kind of two theories about this. So I feel like they kind of knew who they were because on page 208, chapter 36, the signs are why Jorge and Brenda said yes to helping the gladers. And then chapter 64, Brenda spoke into Thomas's mind like Teresa does.
Oh, which obviously puts her with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes
So
sense.
it
That makes more sense.
so-
You
Well,
full circled it there for me.
Yeah. Either they gave Brenda those powers after they had been captured because Thomas was in that white room for a week before he heard from Teresa.
Yep.
And at the beginning of that week, he heard Brenda in his mind. But then Jorge and Brenda were so ready to help them after they learned Thomas's name. And there's those signs all around the city. So either they saw an opportunity and they took it. And then at the end, they kind of used Brenda and Jorge. But then the new guy, what was his name? David in the Berg. That was another test to kill Jorge and or Brenda. And then Thomas stood up to them. But he seemed pleased that Thomas stood up to him. and did not allow them to be killed. So that also makes me think they already knew / worked with Wicket. Does that make sense?
It definitely does. Yeah. I like that. I like your face there too. Boo.
Yeah. I got notes.
quick question, because I don't read it. I just listen.
Yeah.
It's Burg, B-U-R-G.
Well, they spell it.
Because the way they
Excuse me.
said it sounded like bird, B-I-R-D.
They spell it Berg.
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 Okay. Well, the way that my narrator homie in my ear said it was bird.
Yeah.
Bird. Okay. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. Back to what you were saying.
No, you're good. So what did you think of Brenda and Jorge? Like, I like that they're lively. Of course, part of it's probably because they have the beginning stages of the flare, but also could be their personalities.
Yeah, I thought they were cool. One thing that I have the benefit of is that whenever my narrator, homie in my ear, tells me or like gives me a voice for a character, he always goes back to that voice.
That's nice.
And it's just for these books right now so far. Typical, like my typical books, like the Let Them Theory and all those other ones, they don't have voices. But for
Well,
like
it's
this
usually
one,
the
like
author reading those, right?
Yeah. But when Jorge came out, he made him sound fun. And
Yeah.
like you said, kind of like energetic or like woo, like whoa,
Well,
like
wait until we watch the movie, because I remember the actor they picked for this, and he was like, he acted over the top. So very, in a way, an appealing person to be around.
Yeah.
Because of his energy.
Yeah.
But also it's kind of like, are you crazy? So
Well, yeah.
we'll watch
We'll
watch the movie after we get through this episode to see what you think.
Okay. And then Deborah,
Brenda.
my girl D,
Brenda.
my girl B.
There you go.
I thought she was fine
She was a little handsy though.
with my boy Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, at the end of the book, it doesn't really matter because Tom realized that.
Tree says it.
Yeah. And then I like the part where Deborah said, Tom, and he was like, don't call me that.
And then she tried to kiss him, and he's
Yeah.
like, you're not her.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo.
Until the real her kissed him, but then it was fake. It was a fake kiss.
Well,
Beep.
it was when she kissed him Teresa kissed him that last time, he felt nothing because she had destroyed his trust so much in her, in her, for him. I can't talk.
His trust of her in her. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. You ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay. So on page 61, this is before I remembered to write chapters, so I'm sorry. But the Rat Man, when he was giving them instructions to go through the flat trans and all that, so it's toward the beginning. Let me see.
Yeah, this is probably the first 6, 7, 8 chapters.
Yeah.
They find tattoos on them. They found the tattoos after they saw the Rat Man, right? Some dude says he's a crank and tells them to kill him. Oh, that was right around that time. The bodies disappear with no trace. That was chapter 7.
So it was chapter
Rat Man's
11.
10.
11 is when he said this.
They call him Rat Man and he's from Wicked. Oh, okay. Me and Hood finds Apple. So chapter 9, 10 is where they find Rat Man.
Yeah, and chapter 11
or where Rat Man comes out. Sorry,
Mhm.
Chapter 11 is where he says it. Okay,
is where he says there's 2 weeks for phase 2 to get through the Scorch. But then on page 61, chapter 11, Ratman said that they all have the flare, right? But he also said on page 56 not to believe your minds or what you see. I think they lied to them as another variable in phase 2. And then in the epilogue, another email from Ava Ava Page.
She's not dead.
Yep, she's not dead. She said,
AP still alive?
ew. She said some of them have the flare and some of them are immune. So Ratman warned them not to believe everything they saw and heard. And it started with him saying all of them had the flare. That makes you think who has the flare and who's immune.
Makes you think who has the flare and who's immune.
I think you're going to be sad in book 3.
Does Chuck come back and die again?
He's already dead. He doesn't come back.
Did you just spoil book 3 for me?
No.
Chucky boy doesn't come back?
No. I know he was your favorite, but he doesn't come back. He's dead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But you will be very sad in book 3. I do remember that. I'm not telling you.
Okay.
You'll find out when you listen to it.
So Ratman, why is Ratman behind glass each time? Is it because
To protect himself.
Yeah, because they would attack him.
If a random man came into your space, you don't know what's going on. You just saw these cranks through open bar windows, and then all of a sudden there's bricked up walls where the windows were, you know?
Bricked up.
And he shows up with food, but he won't talk to you. It'd be like, slap him around a bit. Tell me what's going on, you know? There's way more of them than there is of him, you know?
Yeah.
So it makes sense why they had the invisible wall for him to protect their person.
Makes
Wicked.
sense.
Yeah.
You think that they would be so smart and that they can bring these people in and out and like just like change everything, that they could just send a projection? So like, why would they actually need like a real person there?
You would think. Maybe he is one and we don't know.
But then why would you put the glass around it?
To make it seem real. That could be, I don't know.
Now we're going way deep in a fictional story, right?
Yep. A
Fictional.
dystopian fiction story.
Okay, so Ratman, where are we at? What you got?
Ooh. So I kind of liked chapter 48, page 279. Group B was talking to Thomas without Teresa. And the number one thing that I got from that was think for yourself. And that it was a test / a variable to kill or not to kill Thomas.
Yeah.
And he
A
said,
variable from who?
Wicket.
From Wicked to who then?
Group B.
To Group B. Okay, just to everybody else other than Teresa.
Well, she was part of Group B in this scenario,
But
but she wasn't in that conversation.
So it's just testing all of the other people in Group B.
And Teresa. Let me rephrase this.
Okay.
So all of Group B, including Teresa, they were given the task to kill Thomas.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
So that was their variable, their mission for the Scorch Trials. But on page 279, when Teresa had disappeared, the rest of Group B, including Harriet and Sonia, decided to talk to Thomas.
Oh wait, that was what they were supposed to do, was kill him?
Yes.
I knew that they were supposed to throughout, like, along the lines, but that was their whole trial.
And then they had to make it to the exit point or the end point. But when Teresa wasn't there, the rest of Group B decided to talk to Thomas. And he told them it's a test to see if you'll think for yourselves. That's what he thought. And I agree with him because the flare doesn't let you do that if you catch it. The more gone you get with the flare, you're not sane. You can't think for yourself. And I think that's what Wicket is looking for with these variables. They're looking for all of Group B and the Gladers. They're seeing if all these kids can think for themselves because the flare doesn't let the people who catch it think for themselves. And they need that for the cure.
So do you think that they actually gave it to them? the flare when he says that you all have it? Or do you think that they only gave it to part of them?
I don't think they gave him anything.
You don't think that any of them had it?
I think as soon as they entered the world outside of the maze, those that were not immune caught it. Because that they sent the government / Wicket sends all the infected people to the Scorch. And if you come into contact, if you breathe it in, I don't know how it's transmitted, but I think whoever was not immune caught it when they were in the Scorch. But you will not find that out until book 3, and I don't remember clearly since the last time I read it.
This book has been pulled apart so many times.
Pulled apart?
Like the whole spine of it. Look at that. Like
Yeah. So some people don't like breaking spines, and I feel like I have to break the spine because when you open it, it just lays flat. And it makes my heart happy, even though it shouldn't, because that's like a pet peeve of many book lovers.
Well, it's not their book. It's your book, so who cares?
And at least I don't write in mine. I write in notebooks. So the think for yourselves thing, right? We saw Thomas do this. Like, I think it was like his first or second night in the Glade, in the Maze Runner, when Albie and Minho did not make it back in time before the doors shut. And Thomas rushed out. I hear the kitten.
Bernie.
I almost said the kitten rushed out. Thomas rushed out, and he made that decision by himself, which was against the rules of the Glade, of the Gladers. And he did that, and he defied the odds by helping Albie survive. And then Minho and him worked together to survive.
Yeah.
So I think that, like an example like that, is why, like, Gally, he went against the grain because he hated Thomas and he made it known. Newt, he's like a leader, but he also makes strong decisions. Minho, because he's like, shuck that, I'm going to go do what I want to do. I'm going to go punch Jorge in the nose, you know?
Dog's moving. I'm coming back to the table. Sorry.
You're fine. She's getting comfy.
All right, I'm right here. You go this way.
But there was some, I didn't write it down, but I remember somewhere in the book, maybe it was when Thomas got saved after he got shot, but he heard the doctor saying that Thomas was one of the strong candidates. And I think people like Minho and Newt are the other strong candidates in their group that Wicket is paying attention to, you know, to see what happens in their brains, to see what patterns emerge. The dog.
Messing up my drapes for my podcast studio. It's okay.
Can you sit?
Can you lay down?
Hi, baby. You want to lay down? She wants to be on the podcast. Her name's Marley. She's 11. She's our old lady, but she's also our baby.
So, being that you have you've read all 3 of them, do you know that they're going to be considered for something else, or is that just like a?
To tell you the truth, I remember what happens, but I don't remember everything fully.
Yeah.
So this guess right here, or this observation, is more of a, hey, I just read this book again thought, you know?
Yeah. Fresh on the mind.
Yeah. Because, heck, you saw me last episode. I was like, yeah, that happened. No, it was in the movie.
Yeah.
That we watched after we read it.
But we both just finished this within the past 24 hours. So it's super fresh.
It is way fresh. I have another talking point.
What's that, boo?
It's really short.
Okay.
But it gave me a lot of joy.
Okay.
So chapter 46, page 271. The girls finished the maze 3 days before the guys with more survivors and more dead grievers. Yeah, that was the end of the book. And that's the only time a week was mentioned because they had only 2 weeks to finish going across the Scorch. And that was over 100 miles.
So then, okay, what about this time then? What about before they met up? Because he didn't know how long had passed.
Before they met up where?
Before all of the teams, like A, B, and those 3 met up.
Uh-huh. That was probably over a night in the cave. He just got passed out from the gas. Because Teresa said something about it being, I waited up all night or something like that.
Tom has a dream about Eris and Teresa and another girl. That's chapter 53. They gas Tom and he passes out. Teresa tells Tom he's the sacrifice. Teresa says she's sorry and that she had to do what Wicked told them to do. Blah, 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 blah.
Chapter
blah, blah,
52.
Blah, blah.
Yep, knocks him out.
Yeah. So that's Teresa and Eris knocking him out?
They beat him and put him in the room in the cave. And that was so probably around chapter 54. Chapter 53 to 54. She said she waited up all night or it was all day for him.
Yeah.
And then they only had 5 hours to get to the end point. Yeah. So it was like only a day or night at a time.
Okay.
I want to go back to I don't know where I wrote it down. But I heard the kitten make a bang. So he was shot, Thomas, but I find it fascinating that Wicket saved him because a gun was not supposed to be in the Scorch and not supposed to be part of the trials. Only knives, homemade bows, things like that are the only things that were supposed to be in the trials. That's why they saved him. And it's kind of fascinating to think about.
Why?
Because a gun wasn't supposed to be in the Scorch.
Yeah, but
trials.
Why is it fascinating?
Because, like, if you think about it, when he was out, they were talking about, like, he kind of heard some of their conversations and how he was, like, a top candidate. Right? That happened, right?
While he was out of where?
While he was going in and out of consciousness after and before his surgery to get the bullet out and clear out the infection.
Oh, yeah. He was listening.
Yeah. And he heard that.
I think it was mostly after.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. But it's just fascinating because, like, what if it was someone that wasn't, like earlier we said, that they like the candidates that think for themselves, that make those decisions that go against the grain. What if it was one of the gladers that got shot that only thought with a group? Do you think they would have saved that glader?
Maybe. But
because the gun wasn't supposed to be in there, so you would think they would, but based off of...
When you say it's not supposed to be there, like, where do you get that? I know that they said that, but, like, where do they get that from? Because, like, if they sent everybody that had the Scorch or the flare to the Scorch, well, then you send everybody that was sick there. So, like, you think that they're not going to be arming themselves?
Yeah, but if it's controlled,
someone snuck something in?
Yeah, that's the whole point. Someone snuck something in. Wicket tries to control what's going on in that Scorch area, but they can't control everything.
I feel like they could have controlled that. They've seen everything else. They built a giant butt maze, you know?
I mean, if you think about it in the real world, governments try to control some things, but people still smoke weed in non-legal states. People still, stuff like that. Like, it still happens. Like, people buy illegal guns in and bring them into gun-free zones. Like,
It
stuff like
wouldn't
that
be like a
happens.
gun-free zone, though, because it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
You're going crazy. You're
I'm
sent to the
just saying
Scorch.
it happens in the real world too, you know? Like, there are laws in place for a reason, but then people go against them.
100%. I totally agree. So
And if
you're saying
I
that
had
there's
the
laws in the Scorch?
No, I'm just saying Wicket wants to have a controlled environment for their trials.
Yeah.
And then a controlled environment where they put all the sick people to save the rest of the world.
So do you think that those sick people are part of the trials too?
In a way, but no.
I thought that they were kind of like leftovers that were kind of
Yes.
sent there. I think my mind goes to the only people in the trials are the people that did the maze trials or the maze run.
So I say in a way because
Everybody else are characters that help build them up. Yes. But the only people that are like the ones are those people. What do you think?
Okay. So I said in a way because yes, the cranks or the people that are infected are sent to the Scorch to live out the rest of their lives, right? But I think Wicket utilized that setting to be part of their Scorch trials. So yes, they were not a part of the trials, but they made the perfect setting to test their candidates, aka the Gladers in Group B, to survive. So in a way, yes. In a way, no. The people in the Scorch were not a part of it, but yes, they were.
Yeah, I think that they were actors in what Wicked needed. I don't think that they're part of Wicked's trials. No. So, taking it back from there, if we agree that they're not part of the trials, they're like, what?
They provided a perfect setting. Think of the cranks.
Perfect setting? The Scorch is a perfect setting? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
That's what you just said. You just said the Scorch is a perfect set. Sorry, babe. What were you saying? I won't do that.
Think of the cranks as the more human version of grievers and beetle blades. Yeah. Until they got to the end of the Scorch trials when those robot monsters came out.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it, is that's what made it the perfect setting for the trials, this phase 2 of the trials, because they had to survive from the, what was it? Rose got my nose, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the cranks that are full blown crazy.
That was the first one he had to kill.
Yeah.
First and only so far.
Yeah.
But.
So I just think that's for phase 2, those were the prominent things they had to fight.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know what level of crazy they were dealing with. You know?
Yeah.
But
that's true.
That's just my thoughts on it. It could be wrong. So
the only person that will know is James Dashner.
Yeah. Or really, really smart people who are really good at analyzing books. What do you think about the epilogue?
That's when Dr. AP came back.
Yeah, Ava Page. It was her email about phase 2 of the Scorch trials. Yeah. And I wrote down JD was correct, aka she's still alive. And then the email was saying that they'll remove the swipe, which was the memory blocking thing, and reveal not all are immune to the flare, but some are.
I thought the eulogy with Dr. Ava Page was...
Epilogue.
I thought the epilogue with Dr. Ava Page was coming. I figured that she was still alive.
Yes, you did good.
I don't know. I thought it was okay. I wasn't blown away by anything. I was just like, okay, cool. End of the book. On to the next one. Nothing really stuck out to me.
Was it still entertaining for you?
The book?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. There was a lot, I was mentioning it earlier, but there was a lot of, Teresa said this happened.
She was like, trust me, and then I'm sorry.
It's good. It's bad. I'm sorry. You're going to hurt. Things are going to be bad. And then Deborah came in and
Brenda.
came in his mind later and said, things are going to be bad. So it's just like, there's just a lot of back and forth, which is cool. You know,
Yeah.
it was neat, but
It's just repetitive.
a lot of repetitiveness.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect. Now, this is book number 2. So
Yep.
Book number 3, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
What's it called?
The Death Cure.
The Death Cure.
Do you want to see the cover?
Yeah. You got it back there.
I do.
Are we done talking about the Scorch Trials? You just set
Well,
her down. I mean, I think that's about it. I mean,
Yeah, do you want to say anything?
you told me Chuck's dead, so I don't really care about the rest of that.
Or
so.
you listened to that.
Yeah, but like other things happened too. Dr. AP died, but she's back, so.
It was fake. Well, what's your rating for this one before we go any further?
I think my last one was a 3.6.
It was. I wrote it down.
This one was entertaining. There was a lot of back and forth. I liked when Brenda. I like Brenda coming out. I mean, that kind of like had another layer of him being like, "Oh, I got other things. I got other feelings." I don't know. That's probably like a 3.5.
Okay.
My boy Derek likes this book the best, I think.
Derek?
Yeah.
Oh.
He hit me up when I said, "Hey, we're gonna be doing this one." He was like, "Oh man, I love that series."
Really?
Yeah, I think he said the Scorch Trials was his favorite.
Oh, no, not mine.
Yeah.
I give this one a 2.8.
What was your last one? A 4?
4.
Yeah, you went hot. Whoa. 2.8. Okay.
That's how much I like the first one over this one.
Why?
Because this one.
Yeah. Why is it 1.2 different?
Because remember I said that I only liked Teresa in the first book because of the change she brought and the push she gave Thomas and the rest of the Gladers to continue going. And then I love Chuck. I love the setting. I love them being in the Glade and figuring that out. You can go for that, boo.
Oh, thanks, boo.
It's strong. I can't drink a lot of it.
It's only 12.5%.
Oh, that's a lot. But I always tend to like, if I'm reading a trilogy, I tend to always like the first book the best because it just sets the scene.
Is that kind of like movies too? A lot of people only like the first movie.
And then you get into the sequel and it's like,
Yeah.
it wasn't as good as the first one because the first one captures you, you know? And I feel like this one is continuing the story. It's still really good. But compared to my like Roman Empire series, I'm like, not my favorite. But we'll see what you think of the last book.
Does the story ever die out and things? Like, do they ever just get to the point where they're just kind of like making things up? I mean, obviously it's fiction, so they are making it up because we learned that fiction is fake.
Yes.
Nonfiction
is not fake.
Real.
Yeah, real. It's not fake.
Based off non-fake stuff. Okay. So yeah, does it ever feel like they're just like back and forth? Is the third
Some
book?
books are like that. Like there's an unfinished series I've been reading. I even went to Target to get the new book, and they were out. That's how popular it is. The second book of that, I'm not going to name it right now, but the second book of that series, I felt very let down because it was so back and forth. So just like, get to the point already. You're just adding fluff in here.
Yeah.
Like I love the overall story, but it's like, come on. And then my Roman Empire series, the first book, you can tell it was her first book, but it's still entertaining. Then you get to the second, you're like, okay, it's kind of picking up. Then you go through 3 through 8 and you're like, holy crap, what did I just read?
Holy clunk.
Yeah, holy clunk. What did I just read? So it just depends on the author and then the story, and it just depends. And you never know until you read it, you know?
Yeah.
So, but.
Well, that's cool.
Okay. This is The Death Cure by James Dashner. It's the last book of the trilogy. Do you want me to read it?
Go.
What it's about?
Is it going to be like a whole paragraph? Or sorry, a whole chapter like last week?
A lot shorter.
Looks okay. I'm ready for it. I'm going to lock in.
Okay. I'm going to read slow so I don't stumble again. It's like reading to a whole class.
Just enunciate, babe.
I try.
Enunciate.
Okay. Thomas knows that Wicket can't be trusted. They stole his memories and locked him inside the maze. They forced him to the brink of death by dropping him in the wilds of the Scorch, and they took the Gladers and his only friends from him. Now Wicket says that the time for lies is over, that they've collected all of the data they can from the trials and will rely on the Gladers with full memories restored to help them with their ultimate mission, to complete the blueprint for the cure for the flare. But Thomas must undergo one final test. What Wicket doesn't know, however, is that Thomas has already remembered far more than they think, and it's enough to prove that he can't believe a word of what Wicket says. The time for lies is over, and the truth is more dangerous than Thomas could ever have imagined. Will anyone survive the death cure?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Now we have to watch the Scorch Trials.
We went from 62 chapters, I think, 63 chapters to
yeah.
65. What is this one?
So there's an epilogue in this one too.
So
Guess how many chapters?
I like learning new things now. So epilogue is the end,
It's like an after the end.
and after
then
the
a
end,
prologue.
A prologue is the before.
It's kind of like, hey, this is going to happen, but it hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
Like, this was life here. But then you open up to like, oh.
I know that like in film and stuff, it's like pre and post. Post is after.
Yeah.
I don't know why
kinda like
post
that.
is like that, but like, so epilogue is after,
Mhm.
and then
Prologue.
prologue is
Before.
Okay, I'll remember that.
How many chapters do you think this has? Plus an epilogue. Well, this is a hardback, so it doesn't measure the same.
66 plus an epilogue. They're shorter chapters.
They are short chapters, but nope. It's 73 plus an epilogue.
Way shorter chapters. All right, let's look
But
at page count. Hold up.
this is 324 pages, and that was what, 370, 350, 360?
Chapter 65 starts the eulogy.
Epilogue.
Epilogue starts on 359.
Yeah, and this only has whatever I just said.
360 is this.
Okay, and this is 324.
Yeah, so those are really short chapters. They're going to be like,
Yeah.
Thomas wept.
We'll see what you think. I just know that something happens in the death cure, and I'm kind of sad about it.
Are you going to reread it?
Yeah, I have to. I'm not going to be able to take lots of notes.
That's true. I'll have to start putting page numbers down.
Well, if you're listening to it, you can't really. Can you?
No.
You could put talking points like I did.
I have talking points.
Do you want to say any of your talking points before we go?
No, because you went over them. But I do want to do, we didn't do it last week.
Oh, yeah. You pull up the reviews and read them.
All right. So the last thing that I want to do is 1-star book reviews.
Yes.
So, and this is, oh, please. This is 1 star from Book Addict. Oh, please. I had such high hopes for the second book. It started off good, but then it just got bad. And then got badder.
More.
Badder. Nice. I should have waited to get it from the library, and then I wouldn't have been upset. The story just made no sense. Spoilers below. Yeah, don't. Oh, and they go on to leave like 4 paragraphs. Skip that one. Next one is Amazon customer 1 star. Avoid. Don't waste your time. Huge letdown after The Maze Runner. The Maze Runner, book 1, included some sloppy writing. Ooh.
Dang.
Going after my boy, what's his name?
James.
Going after my boy,
Dashner.
James Dashner.
Yeah, because it's young adult. It's not going to be the most.
Sloppy writing. Come on, Amazon customer. What you talking about?
It's not going to be the most elegant writing, you know? It's young adult. Like,
And some plot points seriously tested my suspension and disbelief.
I mean, it is dystopian and sci-fi mix.
Much to my regret, I did not like this book. The Maze Runner originally integrated me. What? And I'm stupid. That's why I listen.
No.
The Maze Runner originally intrigued me because of the setting and the vividly presented characters. Unlike many recent young adult books, it killed characters, but seemed to be weighing itself before doing that. I'm not clicking see more on that.
Yeah, no. No.
Come on, someone just give me a good one. One last one. All right, here we go.
Well, if that just shows you how bad these 1-star reviews are, it's not the worst book out there.
It's not.
It's way better than the Frida McFadden
Hey.
books we tested out with.
And Frida's aren't the worst books out there
No,
either. You know,
they're
like
not.
people like those. Good for Frida.
Some of her stories are very entertaining. I mean, I was entertained by her test books, but like still, these are way better. In my opinion.
They made
my
the wall,
opinion.
so they're up there.
Yeah.
All right, so this last review is from February 17th, 2015.
Oh.
So we're coming up on 11 years old. 1 star from Cora87.
Okay. Hey, Cora.
I really enjoyed The Maze Runner. I thought it was a fun, original young adult novel. I
Yep.
decided to keep reading the series. Well, that ended after this one. My interested has not died.
Interest, probably. She probably meant interest.
Yeah, there's an ED on the end of that.
Yeah.
If you have ED, you can go to the doctor. My interested has not died. This book was tedious, boring at times. The dialogue was bad, and the story was confusing. I don't know what's going on with this. You know, I could feel Cora 87 out a little bit there
Yeah,
because it was a lot of back and forth.
She said it was kind of tedious, and that makes sense to me because I think out of the 3, this is my least favorite, so I get that.
Yeah.
It's The Maze Runner, The Death Cure, then The Scorch Trials for me. So I totally get that, but also it's not 1 star. That's someone's like hard work.
1
you know?
star has really got to be like some nasty stuff, but we don't agree with the 1 star reviews right now, so we're gonna take it on to book number 2. What's it
3.
called?
3.
Oh,
The Death Cure.
we're gonna take it on to book number 3. What's it called? The Death Cure. Sorry, my watch went off. We only have like 30 seconds to wrap this thing up. So,
Choking on my spit.
everybody like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, follow
Spoilers.
us on Apple. The spoiler alerts everywhere.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, come back to our book club next week. Books with Boo. Shout outs, local ties.
Heck yeah.
Shout outs, my boy James Dashner.
Dashner.
Writing some fiction.
Yes.
Fiction is fake.
You made my bookmark fall.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Okay, cool. I shut that. Okay. Oh, bye guys. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.